Welcome to The Prize Inside. The Prize Inside. A chiropractor's journey in everyday holistic health and vitality. Here, your host, Dr. Jeremy Myers, delves into the remarkable journeys of everyday people who have embraced the path to health and healing. Through his practice, Dr. Jeremy encounters inspiring stories of profound transformation and the power of true healing within each of us. Stay tuned as we discuss various holistic topics and unlock the healing potential that lies within us all.
All right, welcome everybody. How's it going? To Whole Health Weekly. Getting kind of excited. This one is pretty fun for me, just like the 1% Tribe. Don't ever forget, on Sunday night we do 1% Tribe at like from 8 to 9. And we go over different ways to live in a holistic way. Tonight we go over different articles or topics that we can find, scouring the internet, because a lot of times we don't know what's good information on the internet. And sometimes it's one of the most fascinating things of being a chiropractor, because you hear the newest stuff and then somebody will ask, like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And so a lot of times it's really important to understand where it comes from in a holistic perspective. Okay. So tonight that is what we do, but because it's episode 9, we go into the chiropractic philosophy of life and health before we start anything. So there's 33 chiropractic principles. Okay. So they were written 100 years ago by a guy named Stevenson, and they're still relevant today. They are about innate intelligence, that there's a universal intelligence on our planet, and that universal intelligence gives order or intelligence to the world we live in. We have this innate intelligence within our body that tells and uses the matter of our body to create the energy and to interact with this universal intelligence. So that's kind of where we've gone with these different principles. And so each one, I just want to read them. They're very short, but super profound when you think about it. So today is I'll read them pretty quickly, the ones we've gone over, and then we'll get started with today's articles. I got a lot of good ones in the holistic space this time. Not as many on the front of medical that I didn't, there's a few, but today will be much more interesting from like Dr. Mercola's articles that he puts out. So we are on principle number 9. So I'm going to go through really quickly and do the other principles. So principle 1 is the major premise, which is there's universal intelligence in all matter. Principle 2 is the chiropractic meaning of life. This is that expression of the innate intelligence through the matter is called our chiropractic meaning of life. So this innate intelligence within our body that expresses and is able to interact with our world is the chiropractic meaning of life. The principle 3, the union of intelligence and matter. It means life is the combination of this intelligence through the matter, right? If the matter and the intelligence separate, that would be considered death. Principle 4 is the triune of life. It's there's 3 things that have to be united: this intelligence, energy or force, and matter. Okay. So those 3 things, you got to use the intelligence has to create an energy, and this energy has to, uses the matter to create the energy. Okay. The perfection, principle 5 is called the perfection of the triune, which is the 3. So if you have 100% matter, you can have 100% intelligence, which equals 100% energy, which will in essence create 100% life. All right. And so if you want to go into more detail on each of these, just kind of go into my old episodes of the Whole Health Weekly, and each one is in there. Okay. Principle 6, Pretty easy one, but super important for holistic understanding. The principle of time. There is no process that does not require time. Very big misstep in health, our sick care model as we have it today. In principle 7, the amount of intelligence and matter. The amount of intelligence and matter for any given amount of matter is 100% and always proportional to its requirements. We went over that. Whatever the matter needs to produce as far as energy, it is exact and with the intelligence, as long as that intelligence and matter are not interfered with. Hopefully that's making sense. All right. So principle 8, the function of intelligence. The function of this intelligence is to create force. That was last week. Okay. It's to create the energy. That's the function of the intelligence. And now today, drum roll, please. The principle 9 this week is the amount of force created by intelligence. That's the principle. And here's the definition. The amount of force created by this innate intelligence is always 100%. So what they're saying there is that whatever, and it's the same kind of thing, whatever the intelligence, so the matter, whatever your body needs as far as intelligence goes, I'm sorry, as far as energy goes, right? So it's your intelligence of your body, the innate intelligence within you will make the exact amount. Okay. When does this become an issue? It's when our intelligence and our matter are interfered with. How do we interfere with it? Thoughts, toxins, trauma, right? The 3 T's. So you can have, let's say, trauma. You can have a spinal misalignment that creates nervous system irritations. Those nervous system irritations create a miscommunication. Those miscommunications, and this is all well documented. It's not even a thing. I'm just using the chiropractic one for example. Those miscommunications don't allow innate intelligence to properly give you the energy you need. Okay. So how about toxins, foods, environmental toxins, all those things can also, get in our way of perfect intelligence, innate intelligence of the human body. Okay. So those are pretty cool. And then the last one is thoughts. So like thoughts are huge. That's why we always talk about it. There's no difference in what they can do to you. So stressful, those kind of things, high stress environment can actually interfere with the body's innate intelligence ability, okay, to perform at the highest level. So there's the chiropractic spiel, all you people. I'm so happy I got a thumb. And I got like 6 people watching. So that is pretty awesome for Jeremy. I'm telling you. But tonight it'll be pretty fun. So we're going to go into some trends to see. All right. Sweet. All right. So one of the things that's funny about this, sorry about checking my phone there, but we're going to go into a couple that I haven't seen, but we're going to, Gina, my office manager, is my TikTok expert. So she is the one that gets on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever, and finds the trends for me. Cause like a lot of times some of you, like, as you're getting interested in this holistic thing, start getting things in your feed, right? That could be of interest. So we're going to go over those. I think we'll do that first. Actually, we'll do the ones that Gina was saying today. So I'm going to look up one that she's saying. All right. Let me see. All right. Okay. So let me do this thing called the castor oil packs. What is that? Okay, so let's look that up. Okay, so here's an explanation by like Grok the AI. So castor oil packs are having a moment on TikTok right now. It's easy to see why. They're simple messy, and promise a lot. Basically, you take a piece of cloth like cotton or flannel, soak it in castor oil, and slap it on your skin, usually on your stomach, and cover it with a plastic wrap. A lot of folks add a heating pad on top of it and let it sit for 30 minutes to an hour. The ideas have been around forever, rooted in old school remedies, but it's blown up lately with wellness influencers swearing by it. Because it says, I won't read this whole thing. It's saying that it helps with bloating, period cramps, digestion woes, even detoxing the liver, boosting lymphatic drainage. Creators like there's lady Lisa Brzezinski, they got millions of views because it's a miracle oil. Okay, so let's look up. So castor oil is a little new to me, I'll be honest with you. However, we can break down the idea of it. Okay, so let's start there. So the idea that, hey, Joey, it's good to see you, man. So yeah, all right. And my brother Casey. Casey, what's up, brother Cup? Hopefully you'll like it and get something out of this castor oil. This is very good. So castor oil, it's saying, so let's go over the benefits of castor oil first, because I know there are some good ones. When ingested, it stimulates, it's got anti-inflammatory, it's a very good laxative, wound healing, has a lot of good things. I want to just find the science behind it. So, well, I guess it's kind of like an herbal, I suppose. It's got some good stuff. You have laxative, anti-inflammatory, wound healing, hair growth, actually, maybe, skin care, eye care, digestive health, immune function. So looks like there's quite a bit of very good stuff with this. So, and here's a thought on, castor oil on your skin. So always remember this in holistic world. Your skin is the biggest organ of the human body. And what that means is that you can have things get accepted into it. I'll give you an example in my holistic world. So let's say I have a 85-year-old lady that's very frail. She was very sick for a long time. One of the tricks that I've learned is, if this occurs and let's say they can't even make it out of their house, they're very frail, those kind of things. One of the things I tell people is if you're able to get them in a bathtub, you can do that and actually you can add multivitamin, like a liquid multivitamin, to their bath. One of the things that's because the skin absorbs phenomenally well, even though it doesn't seem like it does, some of these things could be a potential. So with the castor oil pack, I would say, to me, it doesn't look like there's a huge hurt in, going against it. I think castor oil packs would be fantastic especially if it helps with the different things like bloating, cramps, those kind of things, right? And if it has those kind of, those herbal medicinal properties, it could be very, very good, as far as getting away a stomach problem. Or detoxing the liver is a little stretch. I don't know if that's like, I would say that necessarily. That takes a little bit more than just, you can't be eating, drinking 2 margaritas and then put castor oil and think you're detoxing the liver. See, that's the kind of stuff we're talking about tonight, right? So we don't want to like, do this, eat 2 Twinkies with a whiskey and then put castor oil and go, man, my liver is going to be great. Right? We have to do a lot of things. Your liver is the biggest detox organ in the planet or in your body. It has 2 phases of it. They have 2 phases of detox. And so you want to make sure that you do a lot of good things for your liver, obviously. But that is one thing I would suggest, probably not lean on this idea for just a liver detox. But if it helps anything on your skin and it has that many effects, should be a fantastic thing. Maybe as a skin, lotion or, those kind of things. One of my biggest excitements about what's occurring now is with all this, make America healthy again. You're seeing a lot more people understand these different roles of all these great organic compounds. And one of the ones that is always been a problem is, cosmetics, because the cosmetics are a very lucrative business. But when you can use chemicals, and a lot of those cosmetic companies are going away because of the knowledge of people. I hate to be this way, but I doubt the cosmetic company would go away from it unless the knowledge of the people was as good as it is. Okay. So the more empowered you are with what you put on your body and in your body, the more the capitalism of the world will respond to that. So remember that as you're doing these things, it's worth your knowledge. It's worth your time to do these kind of things. Okay. So castor oil is a very good one. Let me see what else I think Gina put up there. Oh, yeah. So that one's pretty cool. So the other one that Gina was mentioning is the carnivore diet. And it's a thyroid. What did she say? Okay. So carnivore diet and a thyroid reset based on gut health. Okay. So a ton of good information on this type of thing. Carnivore diet itself got a misnomer because a lot of times carnivore is very interesting because there's a lot of takes on it. Okay. So vegetables as a carbohydrate isn't a bad thing. It never has been. The problem we have is that sometimes our guts are so bad, like our gut microbiome is so kind of screwed up, that to bring in carbohydrates is what the bad gut bacteria like. And so a lot of times with the carnivore stuff, you can actually do a really nice detox for, even if you don't love that, right? If you feel like crap, because there's this thing called the keto flu, and like some people don't like the carnivore diet. Now I have other people that swear by it and their energy changes, right? Because you go into this what they call fat burning mode. And so there's two different styles of energy consumption by your body, right? There is what we call fat burning mode, which is where you're like literally mining fat cells out of your body to use them as energy. Okay. And then there's the carbohydrate way, where it is literally just floating. This carbs are so prevalent floating around, your body uses those. Okay. So sometimes when we're not sure if you're having an allergic reaction to a food or, those kind of things, a lot of times if you go to this carnivore type diet for like 4 or 5 days, you can really see kind of what is happening with your body without going into a ton of different, trying to guess, is it gluten doing it to me? Is it sugar doing it to me? What is it that's doing it to me? Right. So those are kind of things to kind of watch as you go. And so I would say all of those would be a good thing. Thyroid reset, you can use those words. The problem is like, I don't know if that would actually, reset a thyroid. I've seen it. I've seen people do really well. It just depends on the situation. So that's my wonderful doctor stance, I'm sure. So that's the funniest part, is like, as you go, that carnivore diet, which used to be called the old Atkins diet, pretty much, right? And then it got a bad rap for a while because not the greatest for long term all the time. However, could be really, really good in the sense of getting this body detoxed as we go. Okay, so now let's look at what are the trends for the week as far as that goes. All right. Well, okay. So gut health is okay. So this week, gut health is a huge hot topic, which makes sense into overall well-being. Man, I wish I would have been a big old influencer on all that stuff like 10 years ago. We've been talking about gut bacteria and the microbiome forever. man. And I'm loving that I did, or we did, because it's one of those things that you can see just the masterfully of all these gut microbiomes and what it does when you're not right. Probiotics, diet tweaks to improve microbiome health. If you're ever interested in that, I think I did one. It's on the Rumble channel. On my Rumble, there is let me make sure you guys have that. Make sure you're subscribed to my Rumble channel, The Prize Inside, and then you can get all these videos. I'll put it in the comments, actually. Oh, sorry. There we go. All right. So make sure that's a pretty sweet channel to be a part of. And we go through the gut microbiome and how to kind of improve it on your own. A lot of times I'll put people through, some of my patients know, I'll put them through some pretty intense stuff if their gut is way off. And the results of it are absolutely amazing. So that's where, think about that. Think about getting that gut back to where it needs to be, because it stops everything. When 85% of your immune system is located in your gut and you start taking care of your gut, you're going to be amazed at how many flus go away, how many sinus problems go away. Sinus problems are probably the craziest one, because for me, the gut microbiome, I think this people with major sinus stuff has a gut microbiome problem. So that's what I've noticed anyway. So that's something that happens. That happened to me personally. Like once I got my gut right, I had no more hay fever. I had no more seasonal allergies. Is it because my immune system was able to react? Like we talked about, my innate intelligence of my body used the cells of my body to start attacking those different things. Okay. All right. So that was one. Oh, on the innovation front. So this is the innovation front of the trends of this week. There's excitement about AI in healthcare, particularly in diagnostics and mobile health solutions for rural areas. And there's some other non-addictive pain meds are also making waves as a potential game changer. Plus, the COVID-19 and flu circulating through reportedly dipping, people are keeping an eye on respiratory health and seasonal shifts. Okay. So that's basically what's in the news this week as far as trends go. AI in healthcare is an interesting conversation. I don't know until it gets out there more. I always say, sit back and wait before you do that, because I don't know if it's built to that scale. Like maybe it is, and maybe it'll be constantly learning. I think for the most part, we're going to have better opportunities, better understandings of what to do. I don't know if you'd want it as a doctor necessarily, but maybe, and there are major areas that have no healthcare, like in different areas. I think in New Mexico, in chiropractic, we know there's a big, huge problem. Like not enough chiropractors are down there. But it's one of those that, and it happens in many other places. Maybe those rural areas, I just say, let's get a bunch of kids into chiropractic school. That'd be great. Get some more out there, because I'm telling you, the way the world is trending, we're going to need them, because people are starting to wake up to the understanding of where chiropractic can play a role, because we're not waiting till you're sick anymore. We got to stop doing that, right? We don't want to do it as we're sick. We want to do it, to prevent that. Right. So when we change our mindset to prevention, it's going to be such a nice situation. Okay. So because there wasn't a ton on the old trends this week, I want to go into the cool stuff. So Dr. Mercola is my go-to guy. If you ever see, his website's phenomenal. Tons of information out there. So I'm going to read through a couple articles that I found really, really good, and then we can go from there. All right, let's go. All right, this one's good. So let's talk about vitamin K1 versus vitamin K2, understanding their distinct roles in your health. Vitamin K1, found mainly in green leafy vegetables, is essential for blood clotting. That was K1. while vitamin K2, produced by gut bacteria and present in fermented foods and animal products, significantly impacts bone and heart health. So K1 and K2, two different completely things. K1, blood clotting. K2 is really good for bone and heart health, which makes a lot of sense, right? K1, green leafy vegetables, one of your major places. Obviously, there's supplements, right? K2, found in your gut bacteria. It's produced by your gut bacteria, and it's present in fermented foods like we talk about all the time. Fermented foods have such a big variety of stuff that can come out of there, and then animal products. Okay. All right. So here's some other highlights. And this article was written by Dr. Mercola. Okay. So vitamin K2 is more effective than K1 in enhancing bone density and preventing arterial calcification, making it important in cardiovascular and skeletal health. So making sure you got a lot of K2 in you can be huge for, those kind of the bone density and arterial calcification, which is cool. Conventional vitamin K tests, such as measuring prothrombin time or how quickly your blood clots, mainly measures K1, overlooking K2's important functions. So typically the K1 is this prothrombin, which is part of the blood clotting cascade of your cells. Okay. So it's one of the steps of your body taking your blood, and your innate intelligence, your body is freaking amazing, guys. So it can you get a cut, and this cut starts what they call a clotting cascade. It's a series of all these cells coming in and doing certain processes to get that hardened blood to make sure you stop bleeding. That's pretty significant in the innate intelligence of your body to do it instantly, like what it does. Okay. So anyway, so that's what that test is. So they're saying basically we don't test for K2 very well, but it's a very good one to make sure you got in you. The bioavailability and absorption rates of vitamin K2 are actually better than K1. And so allowing it to be more effective in tissues outside of your liver. Okay. All right. So I think that's a pretty good one. So I understand vitamin K2, good for bone and heart health. Vitamin K1, really good for blood clotting. Okay. So if you ever need those, by the way, if you ever need those, man, keep doing the hearts and the thumbs up, guys. Thank you. That is awesome. If you ever need supplements, scan that little QR code in the corner up there. This is a sweet place. It's called Full Script. It's a place where all the supplementation is vetted. So if you're looking for K1, K2, maybe that's a place you could go. So just saying. All right, here we go. Let's go back. Let's see another article. All right. Okay, we'll do a bad one. How cigarette smoking. So how cigarette smoking weakens lung immunity and fuels chronic inflammation. Okay. So we kind of know it's not great to smoke, but here's some other reasons why. Cigarette smoking contains over 20,000 harmful chemicals that weaken immune cells and promote chronic inflammation. Long-term exposure to smoking impairs the function of T cells. T cells are an immune system cell, as well as macrophages and other immune cells. Okay, so there's a series and quite a few cells that the immune system has, and some of them are T cells. There's killer T cells, there's macrophages, lymphocytes, all these. But the smoking is hitting the T cells and these macrophages. So those kind of cells are getting exposed when you smoke. Smoking triggers oxidative stress and DNA damage, disrupting your immune system and increasing the risk of disease like lung cancer. Quitting smoking and avoiding secondhand smoke are important steps to restoring that immune health and further damage. And then this okay, so like and eating better, so nutrient-rich foods, and getting regular movement can help those. Here's the crazy part, and this goes for weed, guys. It goes for regular smoking, all that stuff. It's same. It's smoke, right? So it affects these things. There's a lot of toxins. Marijuana probably doesn't have as many well, I don't know. You'd have to see the whole process and see if they're using, pesticides and all that other stuff, as you go. However, those kind of toxins can really, really affect your immune system of your lungs. We don't want that. Those are the worst ones, right? If everybody remembers COVID, like the people that had the lung issues were the ones that had the major freaking problems, right? So we want to make sure our immune system of our lungs is as strong as it can be. Now, what's cool about the human body, though, is, and most of you have heard this, because the rate of regeneration of your cells happens, if you quit and you start going, you can actually reverse the damage very, very quickly. Shockingly, you could be a 10-year smoker, 20-year smoker, and in 6 months, you could almost see like the damage would be fairly low, right? Especially if you make it a habit of doing regenerative, like really good foods, nutritive foods, you start eating well, you start moving right, you can reverse a lot of that damage that has occurred. So just remember, it's not over. Don't give up on it, right? Just keep plugging, keep eating well. And if you can't get over the smoking, make sure you're eating right. Make sure you're taking the stuff you need to for your immune system. Make sure your gut's good. Okay. So those are all very, very important things. All right. So that was that one. All right. Let's go through another article that I thought was good. All right. All right. And, oh, okay. This one's pretty cool. This one's about CoQ10. I'm noticing a lot of people, it used to be a very popular supplement. It should be still in the world. A lot of people with vitamins or heart issues take it now on a regular basis. CoQ10 is, but all of us should be taking it. So just remember that. CoQ10 is key for cellular energy and cancer support. Okay. So this story is Dr. Mercola again. CoQ10, an essential compound for cellular energy production, is often found at low levels in cancer patients, suggesting a link between CoQ10 deficiency and cancer risk. Whoa, that's pretty big. Research shows that CoQ10 helps fight cancer by slowing tumor growth, preventing new blood vessel formation in the tumors, and triggering self-destruction of abnormal cells. So if you think of cancer, it's like I would say it's like a mutant that's occurred in somebody's body, and it actually is so good at creating this mutant. It starts to get blood vessels to come along. It recruits a bunch of ones. It's like the bad gang, right? It's this bad gang. They start out super innocent. Everybody likes the kids, but they're in this gang that sucks in all the other cells and the other kids, and they don't know that they're a bad person at that point, or, in a bad situation. So anyway, so that's how kind of cancer grows. Think of that like a gang that's infiltrated a bunch of good kids or something, right? So the compound helps regulate immune function and inflammation by supporting mitochondrial health and enhancing T cell activity while showing minimal side effects, even at high doses. So you can do quite a bit of this. CoQ10 helps your body maintain a more balanced immune system response, supporting healthy mitochondria, which is always what we want. Something at our office that does this from the outside, our cold laser, helps a lot with the mitochondria as well. Sometimes we're getting better and better at using this cold laser. And so now we'll tell people, you should supplement with stuff that would support that as well. Simple steps like splitting doses and pairing CoQ10 with a meal containing fats aids in its absorption. That's one of the problems with CoQ10. It's not absorbed easy. And so you want to make sure it's like with food or, those kind of things. All right. And let's do one more tonight because the Michigan State game is playing. No, I'm just kidding. I just love doing it, guys. This is really fun for me. If you have any questions in the chat, let me know. But I want to find another good one because there was a lot of good health ones. I thought the K1, K2 is very interesting. Let's look in the top. All right. All right. Well, okay. Oh, well, I guess now we'll stay with the latest. Okay. So going back to the I'm sorry. Oh, this one's kind of important because of what we said about the carnivore diet and how it can be really, really well for you. But you also should know that, the universe gave us plants that are carbohydrate based. It also gave us meat and fat, right? So sometimes I don't think I would ever say that like vegetables would ever be a problem. Okay. So when we're looking at this, a carnivore diet has its limitations on some respects, and this is one of them. A high fat, like a really high fat diet, is linked to increased risk of kidney stones. Okay. So that means like carnivore is like fat and meat, if you think that way. Okay. High fat diets, and it's really good. Most of the time, high fat is amazing. The problem is like we don't, put enough really good carbohydrates in sometimes, and then you could have issues. High fat diets significantly increase kidney stone risk. With every 10-gram daily increase of polyunsaturated fat, you have a 21% chance of stone formation. And so if your body's acidic, so if you have a lot of crappy foods and processed foods, a lot of times that creates an inducive environment because it creates this high acid environment in your gut, which can give you a huge, this is crazy. If your gut is off, right? This is probably more important than actually the high fat part is when your gut microbiome is off, you end up with a higher acid stomach base. Okay. So your gut, your acid that's supposed to eat the stuff or eat the meal as it goes down becomes it becomes more acidic. If that more acidic situation happens, your body reacts. So with this situation, a lot of times you want to make sure with kidney stones, it's telling you something. Okay. Your innate intelligence of your body is telling you something critical. Something in your digestive system is not working well. So your body's trying to it's creating something, right? It's creating these calcium stores because something isn't happening. Okay. So we don't know necessarily why the body does this and exactly why, these things occur, but we do know that giving nutrition to your kidneys is a very, very smart move. There's like different ones. You can do bovine kidney, you can do a lot of things, but doing some kind of supplementation towards the kidney can be huge for you feeling real good about things. Okay. So I think that was a good one. I think just remember that high fat, and you're talking the crappy fat, not just like avocado, right? So we want to reduce our seed oils. We wanted to reduce the processed fats that we constantly do, right? And get back to the good fats, coconut oil, lard, right? Lard is fantastic, like those kind of things. Those kind of things, just kind of staying away from what they call the seed oils, which are the easy canola oil and all those kind of things. Very high stressful fat content. Yes, they're good. Everything's good deep fried, guys. However, we have to start looking at that as a major issue and make it a treat versus a situation. Okay. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this tonight. And thank you guys for so many hearts and thumbs up. That is awesome. Like, I super appreciate that. But hopefully every Wednesday we'll have this. Shout out though for any of my local people in the Battle Creek area. We're having we have a draw. My Optimist Club has a drawdown raffle coming up this Saturday. It's a lot of work to put it on, but it's a pretty good time. So if you're interested, message me either here or anywhere else. We have a few. The tickets are going pretty good. So here's how it goes. There's 300 tickets only that are sold. Out of those 300 tickets, one of them will win $8,000. Okay. So it is the last ticket in the barrel is the one that will win the $8,000. So a lot of times it gets very tight at the very end of the day or at the end of the thing, because it's the last ticket out of the barrel wins, $8,000. If you're the first one out of the barrel, that kind of sucks, but it's a good time. There's dinner involved, but message me if that's an interest for you guys. But hope you enjoy this one. I enjoy doing it very much. But remember too, if there's any topic that you'd like to discuss, let me know in the chat and I will do some research on it. Okay. All right. With that, I will talk to you later. Have a great week.